keeping me all night, keeping me all night. Don't go, keeping me all night, keeping me all night. Don't go, keeping me all night, keeping me all night. Don't go, keeping me all night, keeping me all night, all night. Love is all we need. Darling, don't be scared. I can feel your pain. Even heroes fall, even heroes fail. You're always running like the world is on fire. But can you see me coming when it's down to the wire? I will be a shooting star when you look up in the night, burning through the atmosphere, brighter than the city lights. I will be a satellite. You don't have to say goodbye. I can hear your answer away.
Headshot, nice. Fist bumps go to the teammates. I wanna hear your go, go, go. I wanna see you falling fast. Win the round. Win the game. Pretty much. They play, you win.
Hello and welcome to the European Development Championship. We have got an incredible game ahead, in which we're going to see if Movistar Riders can topple the Izako Boars. We saw Movistar Riders going to boast a victory 2-0 against K23. We're going to see if they can repeat it in the same fashion against the Izako Boars now, who only narrowly missed out on their playoff spot yesterday, falling to sinners in a triple OT game, and then over to a 16-14 on Nuke. It was an absolute close game, but they fortunately could not pull through. And that means that here they are fighting for their life in this tournament alongside Movistar Riders. Of course, I can't take you through this on my own. I'm your caster Crabber 3, and I'm joined by the wonderful M&J. Tell you what, Josh, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling a little bit scared for the Izako Boars, to be honest. I think that they've kind of drawn the short straw a little bit here. They played that match against Sinners yesterday. It was super close. Literally a matter of a round or two here and there could have determined whether they actually dropped down or whether they did take that first qualifying spot. Now they have to fight, as you say, for their lives in this best of three against Movistar Riders, and they are such a strong side. And we've seen today that they've come in with a lot more confidence. Of course, when you look over at HRTV, you look at the odds, you look at everything, Movistar Riders, they are the hot favorites in terms of world rankings or the statistics. They are just the better side. As I said, yesterday, they did not put up a performance to be proud of whatsoever. They lost 16-9 on Vertigo. That was their opening match. That put them down into the lower bracket. But this morning against K23, they played pretty superb. We saw them take K23's map pick of Inferno, 16-14, and then just absolute blitz on Overpass. I believe it was 16-9 or 16-8. Really, 16-8. Really incredible performance. So To be honest, I actually do anticipate that they come into this one, they've just got a lot more flair and that they'll be fired up and ready to go. But my fear is obviously Izako Boars have picked into Train, and we know that they don't lose Train, like, ever.
Tell you what, though, this could be, if there ever was a chance for them to lose Train, this would be it. Movistar Riders, even though they're not like, as right now, Izako Boars have an 88% win rate on Train. That is a damn good percentage. And we saw yesterday against Sinners, there's a reason behind that. Granted, went to triple OT, and I think Sinners actually probably they definitely threw that game away. However, it was down to Sinners. It was a very hard-fought match, and I think that they actually show that they can be beaten. I think Movistar Riders were watching that game yesterday, and they know that they know that the two best rounds of Izako Boars are Train and Nuke. Just ban, Train and Dust 2. Dust 2's their insta ban anyway. Ban out Dust 2. They can play Train. They've got 67% win rate themselves. They're pretty damn good at Train at that point. So they move ahead, go on to Train as their second map. They pick Nuke as their first map, a map that they're confident on. They know Izako Boars have trouble playing it. They leave Mirage as the final map as well. Another map that they enjoy playing that Izako Boars have a lot of trouble on. Izako Boars, if they want to win this, it needs to be in a two-map fashion.
Absolutely, yeah, I think so too. If it goes to that third and final map, they're certainly going to have difficulties. And you're right, yesterday on Train, Izako Boars weren't looking amazing. I mean, they were looking okay, yeah, they did manage to come out with the win. But the triple OT in a map that we were expecting them to be super confident in, we were expecting them to take it rather convincingly, and it just wasn't the case whatsoever. Now, we talked about it yesterday. I want to jump into it again. When you actually look at the caliber context of who Izako Boars have taken wins up against on Train, you realize that they 16-3'd Extremum only a couple of days ago, which is a mental win. They beat Sprout, they beat Windstrike, they went 16-14 against ENCE. Like, these guys can seriously take down some tier 1 opponents on their home pick of Train. So that's where they are really scary. And as I say, I actually think that the Izako Boars probably will take Train, and we probably will end up going to a third map. We're not going to get an easy day today, Kremer. It's not going to be 2-2-0s, I think. But you are right in saying that Movistar Riders, they're not bad on Train. That's a pretty even turf for them. They don't mind it at all. Their recent wins, okay, they've got a good win rate on it. A lot of their matches have been in like ESEA Advanced and like the One Tap League and things like that, which means that there's a lot of lower caliber opponents here. You see like wins against like BezZP and Sangul and Real Betis and teams like that aren't really of this caliber, this kind of tier 2 scene that we're seeing right now. But in the midst, you do have Sprout, you do have Windstrike, you do have Existence. So it does show some promise there, definitely. And honestly, I'm not too sure which way it's going to go. I'm pretty confident that Movistar Riders should be able to win map 1. Map 2 is really the question mark in my mind. Absolutely
right. And I tell you what would be very, very important for Movistar Riders is if they can take Nuke convincingly, because they still are comfortable in Train, even though it's against worse opponents. The point is, if they can go into Train with a lot of momentum, they go onto it with all their players feeling it, Smooya popping off on the up. We saw him pretty much do that on Overpass against K23 just now. We can see Mopos continuing to take clutches, still just consistently killing anyone who comes his way. If they can continue this, then, and if they can build even more so on that, then I think Izako Boars may be in a lot of trouble. I think yesterday, the reason they did so well, the reason they didn't lose Train was because Mono was just on a whole other level. Time and time again, he was hitting clutch after clutch on these retakes.
Absolutely, yeah. Mono, not really the person you'd expect for it. On Train yesterday, it was actually Stomp that was really lacking with that AWP, and Mono picked up the duties. Picked up about 42 frags, I believe, so incredible showing from him. Definitely needs to, maybe not, I don't think they're relying on him to make some crazy big performance today, but definitely needs to come into the server today with his head held high. But you're right. Earlier on, Steel was a rock-solid defense, especially on that A site of Overpass. He was impenetrable, playing towards toilets, playing towards that long area. They just couldn't seem to break him. And Smooya really did start to feel himself on that AWP. We were realizing that he was going for these confidence picks. He was hitting some ridiculous shots. Yeah, like close range stuff as well. One that really sticks in my mind is when Mo, on the B site of Inferno, he's holding from CT, looking towards Banana, and Smooya jumps over the top and hits like a quick scope through the corner of the wall. It was absolutely insane. And when you're hitting shots like that and you've got that kind of confidence, there's no stopping you.
Yeah, absolutely right. And we've just been told there's going to be a quick server switch between these two sides before we're able to get straight underway. So, I'll tell you what, Josh, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you love when I do this. you want to give a scoreline prediction here on both
Scoreline
Nuke and
prediction.
Series?
Jeez, Crummy, you're killing me. Why are you giving me scoreline predictions?
I mean,
I'm rubbish at
last
these.
time you put me on the spot, I got it right, so I expect you to do the same.
I only put you on the spot because you put me on the spot. You said for me to do a scoreline prediction, and I was like, well, I'm going to throw it back at you because screw you. They do that to me. But, all right, I'll give you a scoreline prediction. I think Nuke's going to be one-sided. We'll see Movistar Riders take Nuke 16-11. I think Train will go 16-14 to the Izako Boars. And then Mirage, I'm not doing. Mirage, I'm going to leave it. So if I get this right, okay, I want like a prize. I want like a mystery skin or something because
you get a mystery
gotta
skin.
stop doing this to me, man, right?
16-11,
right. Movistar Riders win on Nuke. Izako Boars 16-14 win on Train. Okay?
And on Mirage, don't give it a scoreline, but who's going to win Mirage then? Who's going to take the series?
Movistar are going to win Mirage. It's going to go 2-1 their way.
Okay.
That's what I'm feeling.
Mystery skin, if you get this both right.
Mystery skin. That'd be a good one as well, because that takes some serious skill, alright?
It'll be a good mystery skin, don't worry.
Alright, thanks, man. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Maybe you don't have to give score lines, but...
Oh, I'll give score lines. You get one, I'll give one. I think Nuke's going to be a bit one-sided than you think. I think it's going to go something similar to about 16-8 in favour of Movistar Riders. I think Train is going to go to double OT. And I think Mirage is going to be... I don't even think it'll go to Mirage. I think Movistar Riders 2-0 there.
In double OT. That's your prediction. Double OT.
Double OT.
Bro, you are crazy. You are absolutely crazy. Whatever. Either way, we see the Paramount odds popping up on the bottom of our screen, and it seems like our partners seem to agree with us. Nuke, pretty one-sided in the favour of the Movistar Riders, 1.5 to essentially 2.5. So if you do want to place a bet on this match, now is the time to do so. The odds are locked in, and of course, it's not quite started yet. And we always see them shift after like the first couple of rounds. The odds always shift. One team will win a pistol, they'll follow up with the 4 spies and go like 3-0 ahead, and the odds will go jump and like completely shift. So it's always interesting to see that happen.
I'm looking at some statistics now, Josh, and you might find this a bit interesting. This is for Izako Boars, right? They have a really strong CT side, a 50 or 59% win rate of rounds on the CT side. That's pretty damn good, I think. Pretty damn good. But you look over to their T side, and it's abhorrent. Only a 35% win rate in pistol rounds. Or pistol rounds, sorry, in T side rounds. So they're really going to have to hope that the CT side carries them through this, well, map, because they are still out CT side, so they do get a bit of a bonus with that. But the reality is, every round that Movistar take off them is going to be a hard-fought round that they're going to have to make up for on a T side that they find really damn difficult. Because we look over to the Movistar, don't get me wrong, their CT statistics aren't that good either. It's only a 54% win rate on CT side. It's only 46 on T side. But because it's a bit more even, it means they do have a bit more firepower on that T side comparative to that of the Izako Boars.
You know what, Kremer? I already knew this, okay? And that's where the 11 came from. You know when I said 16-11 and you were like, oh no, I think it's going to be more one-sided than that? That's where the 11 came from. Because the Izako Boars, they will take rounds on their CT side. There's no doubt about it. They're not just going to get completely wrecked. When they go onto that CT side, they will take 7, 8, maybe even 9 rounds. It's when they get onto their T half that they just get completely demolished. They really struggle on that attack. We did see them, again, 16-14 against Sinners yesterday. It was a super close game, but they did once again struggle on their T side. And you mistakenly said pistol rounds, but I mean, you're absolutely right. They suck on their pistol rounds as well. 38% conversion rate on their pistol rounds. That's not good. In fact, that's really bad. So when you kind of lose those opening rounds, bearing in mind, this is their opponent's map pick. They will be starting off on that CT side. If they lose the CT pistol and allow Movistar onto 2-3 rounds early on, that's not the start that you want to be giving them, especially on a map like Nuke.
Absolutely right. And I fear that for Movistar Riders as well. Their pistol rounds aren't good either. Actually, I think the redeeming feature for both teams are their CT side. Neither have a strong T side or a strong pistol round. It's not as bad as Izako Boars at 38, but it's 41, which is still pretty bad. So for Movistar Riders, I think in order for them to really get their T side kicked off, because they are going to need the rounds wherever they can muster them, I think they're going to want this pistol round. It's just an easier round to take than say a straight buy round, and it gives them a bit of early momentum.
To think as well, though, that for it all to average out, someone out there has got some crazy pissed around percentage on nuke, right?
So,
And I don't know who
someone
it is,
out
but
there
it's
is
neither
just-
of these two teams. As we come
Someone
right into the pistol, though, Movistar Riders starting off on this T side, we see Shox and Steel, the men with the utility, Kevlar on the rest, and Shui's actually been buffed up here. He's got Kevlar, and someone's dropped him a CZ. I like this.
It's what we saw Sinners do with Oscar yesterday as well, so we'll have to see how they fare with it, and we'll have to see if they can do similar to what Oscar did yesterday, which was a lot of damage, really, as for now we're going to have to see just how they pull ahead, and it's going to be a bit of a early push as well. Mopol's good for one. Shui falls. He tries to follow up as well. Shane able to get one more and stop. He responds in unison. It's an absolute wipe as Izako Boars. Well, they wipe the floor with Movistar Riders there as they get things underway.
Yeah, quite fast-paced pistol round there from Movistar. They had loads of util to work with. They kind of just dumped it onto the A site, tried to burst in, lost all the aim jewels. The USPs from range were just able to prevail. Hit all the headshots, 4 players down alive for the Boars. They're able to reinvest into this second round, and they reinvest quite comfortably as well. You see the FAMASs, that AUG come out, a single MP7 on mono. Bizarre weapon. Normally you see an MP9, but instead it's the FAMASs that do all the damage against these Glocks outside. They're not really being too challenged here, but still picking up the rifle does find a headshot with it.
That retreat FAMAS is going to do a little bit of damage here or there, but once again, it's nothing too substantial. And the reality is, it's 2 kills. It's pretty good. It just keeps their money honest, but it's nothing to set your heart afire. And for the Movistar Riders, they move to their next buy. This one, their buy with a fair bit of sustenance. This is where they try to topple those playing bonus, and I like that Movistar E-code for their next buy because it means that they can just try and keep the pressure on, because Izako Boars don't really get a chance to build that much economy. So, for now, let's see if we're going to see a reset.
We might just see that. Of course, Movistar, they went for that full eco in the last. They found 2 kills as well, which for a full eco round isn't too bad at all. Izako Boars, as you say, keeps their money honest, forces a couple of reinvestments, means that they actually don't have a lot of cash to work with if they can't come out on top with this one. They've reinvested into those upgraded rifles, the M4A4s, remember. And outside, 5 AKs, fierce, ready and waiting to pounce. Lots of utility, every man full of it, except for Shox. And Mopos playing a very, very patient, disciplined angle here in Hut, just ready to peek when his teammates give him the cue to do so.
They slowly shift their way on forward. It's going to see if Mopos can maybe get the timing here, as the whole Movistar Riders side slowly congregate their way towards the outside. The peek towards Heaven, they spot out that Heaven player. Alex tries to kill him, unable to do so for the time being, though. Instead, Shane, as he aggresses in towards that, will be able to take down, well, Mopos will find him. Tau trades, and now Movistar Riders slowly start shifting their way around to try and get outside control. Smooya looks to do just that. Steel flashed in towards Heaven is going to continue this aggression, and now as the nade comes down from Hut, they're going to know about the generalized location of Izako Boars, but they don't know how many, they don't know where the remainder are.
Nice response there from Shock as well. That just kind of opens things up even further towards this A site. Steel's position in Heaven's perfect, but Mono's able to dispose of it. Tag down low, position known, and well, they've kind of been pushed out of this site. As Mono finally drops, it all comes down to Shui. He had the timing, he played the trigger discipline, and Alex is too wise to it. Goes for the repeat, hits the headshot. Movistar on the board, 2-1, and it's a very, very nice response. And it actually fully resets the balls as well. They're all at the $2,000 mark. This is going to be an eco from them.
With them being reset as well, it means that Movistar this next round, rather than focusing on just how they stay alive, it focuses more, well, rather than winning the round, it focuses on how many stay alive. It's all going to be on what damage they can do with these AKs, while mitigating the amount they take back. And, well, the issue is, though, Deagles, they have a nasty tendency to bite, but may not matter. Shane swings in towards that, he's taken down. It's a beautiful spray transfer from Shox there. With that, Movistar Riders, they double it up, they make it 2, but more importantly, they only lose 1 player, which is just what they were after.
Yeah, not too bad at all. And with this early start, the para match odds, they haven't really changed all too much. Of course, it's 2-2, and Movistar Riders still at that 1.4 to 2.8 mark. I think that's actually exactly the same as what we saw previously. So if you fancy their chances, if you think the Izako Boars have got a shot here at snatching away this first map, then make sure you click on that banner down below. Head over to our partners over at Paramatch, and when you sign up, you'll get a special first-time deposit bonus. You don't want to miss out on it. Minute 40 on the clock then, and the smoke's already deployed, and they're already darted down secret. No damage dealt just yet. But the smoke in place, Alex can't press any further as Teo's waiting on the other side of it.
It's a bit of a lull, but Teo swings wide. He shuts down Mopos through the smoke. He'll take a bit of damage, but it's nothing too substantial. The nade will force him forward a little bit, but once again, Movistar Riders are man down now. Look to try and, well, find that opening elsewhere. Alex off on the angle. We'll look for an early pick. Unfortunately, he can't do so for the time being. As Shui will head up back from that vent and focus towards A.
Stomp, he's got some nice timing here. Just needs to make sure that he converts the headshots and no. Peeks out, spots one, takes a dink in the meantime, has to fall away. It's unfortunate. They've still got the man advantage, though. But they end up giving up a lot of control. And this applies loads of pressure here to Mono. He's holding ramp, and he's now got 2 angles to contest with. Only a scout in hand, but what a start.
That's the perfect opening. This AKs can't ring true either. 3 on 5 for these AKs now. When I think for Izako Boars, 30 seconds left, they're going to be in a perfect position to try and delay this push, and more importantly, try and take this round. If Shane, he only needs to find one before he's traded out, and even then, fairly winnable situation. Mollies continue to go down. Flash doesn't go out. This is forced him into an awkward position, but there you go. There's that first kill. No trade, and without Movistar Riders, they can't win this round.
Yeah, there's surely no chance here. Yeah, this FURIA all on his lonesome. Looks to try and do some damage. Can't even find the first. Perfectly timed swing there from Stomp to support his teammate. And that's a flawless response from the Izako Boars. Lovely stuff. They keep everybody alive. That's going to work wonders for their demolished economy. And give them a nice little booster, a nice little jump start into these future rounds. The only issue is that Movistar Riders, they've got plenty of cash to go for another reinvestment. We do see all of the weapons come out right now. Mopos demoted down to that Desert Eagle, but everybody else, full utility, rifle, AWP on Smooya. And they're going to go for some control towards Con early on. See if they can try and take something towards ramp.
Alex, he takes a bit of early damage, but he can't really respond to anyone just yet. Says instead, there's a bit of a lull as Movistar Riders, they turn their attention towards ramp. They're going to be trying to duel Mono, the man who, well, pretty much handed that last game to them. As of just a moment, ready to push ahead. A few shots, not quite ringing out either way. Mono good for one. He's got a response coming his way, though, in the form of Mopos. A beautiful shot there as they'll retrieve that AK. They'll pick it up, and they'll head back down, and they'll delve towards the depths of the B site with Smooya open hand, looking to secure this.
4v4, only the lone defender to maybe be able to deny it. And Teo, he drops instantly. Smooya on the angle, hits the shot, man advantage, sight open. And they're able to get this C4 planted, retake hot on its heels, Shui right down the vent, and he's got a teammate there to accompany him. Why is this C4 not gone down yet for the Movistar Riders? The longer they spend, the more chance that they give to the Boars. But with another headshot coming through from Mopos, this might just be the save call, and it absolutely will be.
As they back away, it's going to be down to Stomp and Shui. Just hold on to these AKs, and Izako Boars, they haven't got any economy at the moment. So Movistar Riders, the fact they're going blow for blow with them right now is absolutely perfect. The Riders, for every time, especially on the C side, if they can go blow for blow, they're always going to have the economic advantage. And with Alex fighting Shui, it's just another gun that won't be pulled through by the Boars. And well, Stomp, he's got no choice but to back away and hope that he can hold on to this AK moving into the next round.
Well, he absolutely will be able to. No one's going to hunt too hard for it. Movistar Riders tie it back up 3-3. And, well, this has been a really, really back and forth affair early on. And we've actually seen this throughout kind of all of our games recently. Over these last couple of days, it's really been a recurring theme. And I think it definitely just shows in the group stages, the EDC. I'd actually say that every single team in the EDC are very, very closely matched. And even if they're like kind of distant in terms of world rankings and things like that, on the day, we often see just super close matches. It's why we've seen just loads and loads of 3-map series. Right now, Stomp, he's given himself a nice little gap through this smoke, through deploying that Molotov. He could do some serious damage with it. I'm not actually sure if there is a gap there. He might have thrown it a little bit out of place. Either way, deals some damage. Oh, no.
There's the punish. He tries to get an early kill through the smoke, still able to shut him down. And granted, it's on the other side of a smoke, though Shui is able to pick up that AK. And for now, as they make their turn attention back towards the starting position, Shui, good for yet one more. He's legged down by Smooya, though. But the fact he's able to do damage, the fact he still draws breath, is something that Movistar Riders need to respect. As Shane smoked out of position, may just wait for the timing as well to peek here.
Well, was about to say the fact that Shui is really the only man that can do damage here with his rifle in hand, but that's completely false. Teo's got a beautiful position, and Mono with that deagle on sight, if they don't clear the top of the rafters, he could be very, very dangerous. Teo just needs to get the timing, and he's going to wait for Mono's contact before he starts to push through. Tucked in the corner, Alex is going to check it. That's him eliminated. Shane drops in the meantime. Mono's still the danger man, but as they start to rotate back towards this A site, I don't think he can be too much of a threat any longer. Mopod's in the smoke. Oh, they're practically touching. That's awkward, but finally finds the headshot. And Mono, he was rubbing his hands together just 20 seconds prior. Now left with nothing to do.
Tell you what, you're sitting there thinking, okay, this is my chance to really get around here. This is my chance to rise and shine. Fortunately, it's on the wrong site. He's forced away. The Riders look to make it 4 off the back of this, and for the Izako Boars, tell you what, Josh, I do fear a little bit for them as they go to their next buy, and, well, it's messy, and I guess Mono's able to get an AWP off the back of that. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there, but, well, he continues to pull ahead. It looks like he's going to be hunted nonetheless, and, well, the shot misses. Mopod's trades. Movistar Riders, they hit 4. Now, I'll tell you what, Josh, if they continue it being this close, say Movistar Riders, they pull ahead, but it ends up being something like 16-14, do you think that favours the Izako Boars more going into their next map pick, or Movistar Riders going on to train?
I think that the Izako Boars are definitely expecting to lose Nuke here, considering the fact that they just don't really like Nuke. It's something that in fact, they play all 7 maps, yeah? So that's just kind of the contingency that comes with it. If you have a permaban like Movistar Riders do, but you ban out Dust 2, it kind of adds complications later on in the picks where, realistically, imagine if Movistar Riders played Dust 2, yeah? Their ban could then be Train, and then the Izako Boars just don't really have anything to work with, yeah? Their home map is gone. Whereas the Izako Boars, they play all 7 maps, so it gives them some diversity, but it also means that sometimes they get forced onto picks like Nuke where they're not too comfortable with it, but they'll happily play it. And I think they are definitely expecting to lose this. But yeah, if they can take 14 rounds, then yeah, it probably should fill them with confidence. And going into train, I think it will probably benefit them. Let's just wait and see, though, because this so far is shaping up to be a lot closer than we expected. But remember, Movistar Riders are on this T side, where you're not expected to get as many rounds.
No, you're absolutely right. And, well, as a few shots around either way, Alex comes out on top, shutting down South. Shane does the same for Alex. Kills either way. And, well, the Riders come out on top. It's messy, but they... Well, actually, it's evened out now. Mono pulls ahead. Smooth to trade. 1v1 with Stomp. Stomp on just a measly 7 HP. But it may not matter as he turns his attention down towards heaven. Smooth, he'll drop straight into those vents. He'll go for that bomb plant. He took the scenic rear round, so there is a little bit of time for Stomp to work with. However, still in heaven. He may not have heard that door open. Numbers punched in for Smoothia. This will be an afterpart situation in which he might be in a perfect position to try and win.
Stomp is absolutely miles away, and remember, he doesn't have a kit. There's probably one on the floor for him to retrieve, but considering how long his rotation is, the fact that he's on 7 points of health, and there's no kit, this is going to be almost impossible. He has no idea on Smoothier's position. Smoothia tucked in the corner. I love this. Close off angle with the AWP, and he uses it like a shotgun. The no-scope comes through. The confidence on this man is through the roof, and the Movistar Riders, they take it to 5, and to be honest, I don't envy you taking the reins on that round, Kremer, because kills came through back and forth in unison. It seemed like we saw 9 frags instantaneously, and it was just impossible to even understand what was going on. That A site was just a complete bloodbath, and I mean, Movistar Riders, they managed to come out on top in the 1 versus 1, but it came incredibly close. Off the back of it, Izako Boars are actually going to drop down to an eco here, so just a couple of pistols to work with, and that allows Movistar Riders on to 6, which is kind of your benchmark for the T side. You're looking for 6 rounds, so they'll be very, very happy.
It's just like Overpass versus K23. To get 6 rounds in a matter of, what, 8, 9, 10 rounds? So you'll be able to hit your 6 that quickly. It's just incredible. And for Movistar Riders, that'll be their chance to really build some confidence to potentially try and go for a very one-sided half. Because for Izako Boars, we haven't really seen anything too extreme. 2 of these rounds are off the back of a pistol round. So, but now, Movistar Riders, as they look to descend down towards this... Or down towards this position of secrets, Izako Boars look to hold.
Let's just try and do some damage here realistically. Shui in a nice position to potentially do so as Movistar Riders. They've gone completely incognito outside. They've not made any noise. So as they start to creep through onto this A-bomb site, nobody suspects a thing, but Shui's still behind the vents. Hasn't been spotted just yet. He's able to pounce. Only good for one, though, as he can't connect the headshot onto the second. So only one frag found for now. Unless Stomp can take down Smooya, then that will be all. And that is all. As Smooya hits the final shot, Movistar Riders take it to 6, and they only lose 1 casualty. And we actually see the odds shifting in their favor quite substantially off the back of it. 1.15 to 5. Everybody massively expecting Movistar Riders to steal the show here, especially considering the Izako Boars, they massively favor their CT side, and they've kind of already thrown it away a little bit in the first 10 rounds. Remember, if you fancy their chances of pulling it back, if you want to place a bet on this game or any other in the EDC, make sure you click on that banner down below to get your first time deposit bonus at our partners over at Parimatch. We do see the big guns come out now, Kremer, but I'm starting to notice a little bit of a lack of utility here for the Boars, especially on the fronts of those incendiaries.
It's something to fear, don't you think? As for Izako Boars, their strength comes in their utility usage, especially on train yesterday. The reason they were so good on their retakes is because they had the util to do it, and once they can use that util, once they can pull ahead, they are insane. But when their money's low, when they can rarely get this AWP out on Stomp or a double AWP out on Mono as well, it becomes so difficult for them to hold. You know, we see Mono, he spots his players towards ramp, but the reality is he can't risk fighting this. The Mollies force him away, and Movistar Riders, they get map control, relatively uncontested. You know, the nade does damage, sure, but these players still with 50% HP can still fire, they can still do damage, and they can still show presence, which for Shui might be to his detriment now as he tries to progress onto Steel. Good for one. Is the trade there? No, not quite. And Shui comes out on top. A beautiful spray down there. Plant goes down, and for these players of Movistar Riders, this could be a reason to fear for Izako Boars. This could be their way in.
Yeah, the retake definitely looking probable at this point. Alex all on his lonesome. They've not been noticed. And he can stay alive here. 2 kills come through, but he's not expecting Mono from behind. Started to make it look dangerous. We do often see these kind of scenarios where it's a 1v5, someone will put up a bit of a hero performance, get us excited. But realistically, to pull off a 1 versus 5, it happens once in a blue moon. And it is going to be Izako Boars taking it to 4. They close this gap a little bit, but they're not in the clear just yet. They do have to face up against another full investment here from the Movistar Riders as they have got bags and bags of cash. And we will see an AWP come back out on Smooya. Someone needs to drop Steel, but other than that, everybody else can afford to fully invest.
So what, Izako Boars, they're resembling Boars right now, aren't they? Well, strong, tenacious, and bloody hard to kill. As they pull ahead, they are able to almost shut down Movistar Riders instantaneously now, as they force Movistar Riders into a bit of a push, but it's an early kill from Opals, and as Shui falls, double AWPs again. Perfect position to be in. The only issue with them is that they're hard to go into retakes with. And for Movistar Riders right now, the best thing they can do is get a sight, unless you're Mopals, in which the best thing you can do is kill everyone. Shane, eventually he'll put an end to it, as will Mono, but in a 3-on-3, damage may have already been done. Shane is low HP, his location's known. Right now, Mono's the sole person who can try to defend him, but Shane comes out the corner swinging, shuts down shox. And right now, Smooya, he can't assist Alex. He's nowhere near that player. And the 2 with Mono will be the make or break. Looks like it's doable now.
Absolutely, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Even though it trades even, the Izako Boars, they've got the disadvantage here because their positions are known. Somehow, Smooya, what on earth was that? Just had a read on Stomp coming up secret, scopes into it seconds before he peaks, and is able to find that draw. I mean, that is unbelievable. Stomp, I think he was really thinking that he had the advantage there. And instead, it's the complete opposite. Shane, 19 points of health. He's had a fantastic round so far. He's found 2 kills. But now he's got to find 2 more, and he's not got the health to do so. Nade and a flashbang in hand. Knows that it's going to be the B site. And now the bomb's been planted. His chances decrease massively.
Oh. Shane, that's a nice shot to Smooth to kick things off. Is it enough? No, it's not. Alex finishes the job. And Shane, considering he spent almost that entire round on 12 HP, the fact he did that much damage was absolutely incredible. Of course, what else is incredible? It's our partners over at Hellcase. Of course, go click on that banner down below. Go check them out. Of course, you get some extra bonus codes when you first sign up. So go use that code down below and grab what you deserve.
Movistar Riders are on for 8 right now. This should be quite a comfortable round for them. Just up against these pistols. There's actually no Kevlar here on the Izako Boars side either, so don't be fooled by the Deagles and the Scout. It's only a half buy. They're keeping enough money to go for a full investment in the next Stomp, even with enough to go for an AWP. So we will see another full investment, but it's unfortunate the double AWP setup just didn't pay dividends at all. Came incredibly close. Certainly wasn't enough. As they fall back towards spawn, they're going to throw these outside smokes, maybe cross towards secret, maybe just use it as a bit of a bait. Looks like it is going to be the former. Maybe they end up on this B site.
Are you ready? Out the first. Oh, he's trying to spam the smoke. He can't quite catch him out, though. And instead, he forces him away. And with that, we see Movistar Riders in their best position possible. Getting down towards secret, uncontested, trying to pull ahead. Shuey, deagle in hand, trying to respond. But Movistar Riders, they look hungry for some heads.
Oh, beautiful shot from Shuey. Needs to follow up with another realistically as the nade pops over the top. Goes a little bit too high. Can't connect on the second head. Does manage to fall away though. Flashbang deployed. A little bit too late, but he's now got his teammate to support him as he gets through the door. Can take a re-angle. Still, he comes out on top though. Mono still behind the box. Unsuspected for now. Stomp drops. Mono. It's all on his shoulders right now to maybe try and deny a plant. Make something happen here. Swings out the wrong time and he's faced by all three. Falls onto Shane's shoulders. He has found himself an AK in the meantime, and he's got a little bit of Kevlar to back it up as well. The only man on the server that actually bought some. But a 1v3 clutch, I'm not sure how doable this is for him.
The silver lining is that, he's got an AK. He's able to do damage enough to get an AK. Second he breaks that, then there you go, he's dead. Movistar Riders, they secure a victory in the half with an 8th round. The question is how much of a victory and whether or not Izako Boars can at least try and mitigate the damage they can take on the CT side. Bearing in mind the CT side is their stronger side, and Movistar Riders, the fact they've got 8 on the T side is just a miracle because we looked at it earlier. Movistar Riders, their T side is just awful.
Yeah, it is. So the fact that they've taken 8 rounds is insane, and the fact that they've got an opportunity to take more is, even more insane. We do see this buy come out here for the Izako Boars. Stomp got that AWP. Everybody else with the rifles, the utility. We see a couple of kits. It's what we like to see. It's a nice, healthy buy. But they need to start putting some rounds on the board. And they need to start doing so now. If Movistar Riders take any more than they currently have, then I'm going to revoke my original scoreline prediction and say that this is going to be even more one-sided than a 16-11. To be honest, if Izako Boars win 1 or 2 of the next couple of rounds, they follow up with a T-side pistol, it's still possible that they could make something happen here. But Movistar Riders, they're just looking much better on Nuke.
8-4 the scoreline as Mopos shuts down Shuey. That's definitely the opening they require. Mopos, though, he's traded by Shane through the smoke, but Mono, while trying to back away, the aggression from Movistar Riders is just flawless. Mono caught out mid-rotation, shox down, shifting out. He'll look for a kill of his own. Tal for shield. Shox the trade. There you go. That's that flank coming in. And right now, Tal, the lone man left standing to hold this B site. Granted, he's only a man down, and Shox is very low on HP, but is he able to catch out these weapons? No, he's not. Smooya. This man's game sense is just impeccable. Stomp, he's able to no-scope Shox as he comes out from Squeaky. It puts Stomp in a 1 versus 2, but what good is this going to do for him?
Oh, it tries to fire through the smoke to deny the plant. Just misses it. Smooya on the site, dancing around these smokes. Alex in between those doors. Stomps gets wrong, deployed the nade in the wrong area. This is so awkward. They're literally bumping into each other. Smooya just pulled the trigger. He's pointed right at him as this smoke starts to dissipate. They're both going to realise, and Smooya sees it first. That is very, very bizarre.
It's so awkward, but eventually it comes to an end, and you know when you end up in such an awkward situation, you don't care who wins the aim duel, just please make it end. That right there was just that. Luckily, though, it did come to an end, and well, it came to an end in favour of those over on the Movistar Riders.
Absolutely. Eagles in hand now. Not really a lot to work with for the Boars as Movistar Riders. Let's try and make this 10. I'm not sure what the Boars can really do here. Ooh. There's the opening pick, though. That's kind of what they need.
Josh as well is going to have to try and avoid this. Or this nade, sorry. He does just that by killing Tao and attacking down Shane. And considering he's taking negligible amounts of damage for it, elsewhere, Movistar Riders establish ramp control once again. And that kind of cues him into the fact that Izako Boars may be teasing a bit of control towards lobby. But that being said, they've caught out this They caught out this bomb, and Shuey, is he spotted in the corner? Is he expected in the corner? Yes, he is. Just shox is so good at this game at the moment. Shane, low HP, is going to have to try and hold, but with low HP, what can he hope to do? Instead, the flank and mono is really where the teeth of this round lie for Izako Boars, but shox is ready for it. It's all on Shane. He's spotted out. Alex finishes the job, and I'll tell you what, Josh, Movistar Riders look like they're on a whole other level. You predicted 11-4 at the end of the half in favor of Izako Boars. At least the 11-4 part was right, because Movistar Riders look so strong.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they just seem to have these incredible reads on the situation. And this is where this tier of CS is just, like, there's, like, such a jump here between, like, tier 2 and then you get into, like, tier 3, tier 4. They have such incredible knowledge of the match, of the game. And you've got so many of these players that have serious experience in the server that they know that they need to hard clear the right-hand corner on Squeaky if the bomb's been dropped there and things like that. And it's just little things that normally in a match you wouldn't do, you wouldn't think of, but these guys do, and it's absolutely masterful. Last round of the half, worst case scenario for Movistar Riders, it's 10-5. So I don't even think they'll be too fast if they lose this one, but they're looking to win it as they push it into ramp. Mono's there. He's got support from his teammate, and Shuey's starting this rotation already as Stomp finds the opening pick, fires through for a second. This is looking a little bit better for the Boars, but is it too little too late?
It may be. It very well may be. But of course, he have to speak to the tenacity of Boars. Alex, he's able to shut down Shuey. And I'll tell you what, these flags from Movistar Riders, especially from Alex, especially from shox, both have just been phenomenal. Alex, he strikes twice. Stomp falls, he doubles up. He looks to travel up, but Shane will put an end to that. And with Mobiles on low HP, this round, this win, it's doable. It's absolutely doable, but I think Izako Boars need more than doable. They need probable. And Mopos, he's going to get hard cleared from heaven if he's not careful. Smooya, will he be in time to come out from this great tower? He's on the wrong bomb site, so really Shane is just very alone right now in his clearance. So shift forward, he spots out the first member, finishes the job. Smooya now suddenly in a bit of a tough position now in this 1 versus 2.
And this is going to be a tricky one for him to pull off, but as he jumps, swats out Shane. Gets posted on the angle, needs to make a decision though, and it's looking like that decision is going to be hop down to the B site, and that's where Teo's patiently waiting, and that's why he's stuck around. Perfectly positioned, perfect on the angle, and a perfect shot to finish it off. 5 rounds for the Izako Boars. It's not the half they were hoping for. It really wasn't a very strong one whatsoever. And fantastic stuff from the Movistar Riders. They get off to a really, really good start here in this series, and they put their foot down early.
They definitely do, and if they can find this pistol round and the conversion, they're going to be in such a good position for those over on Movistar Riders. And for Izako Boars, they move on to this pistol round with a fair bit of utility. They'll be going in with freeze flashes, a molly smoke, and nade. Whereas Movistar Riders, they do just go for the odd kit and nade in the hands of steel. And for the most part,